So I'm putting handles on mugs now, and the way that I do it is I slice off a piece of clay out of my box, like out of the bag, right? And then I kind of roll it and form it into this kind of shape. And then I pull handles off of this. So first you might have seen this before. I have another video where I'm doing this for 3 minutes. Okay, so basically I'm just doing this to show it that I pull this into many handles. And when I'm pulling, I'm always going, I do a combination of front, back, and side, side. So I go back and forth from like this to this. I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's like that to that. And then I'll just take this off in sections. I've already done this, so this is like a cooking show where you just do it to kind of pretend that you're doing it. Okay, so, but anyway, I'll just pretend that I'm doing it. So this is what, like almost a ½ inch thick, and I probably take about 3 inches for a good size handle. And then I just kind of stack them up like 30, 50, 70 of them, however many mugs I'm making, I do that. So then I take my mug, I've made it, I've turned it over, I've cleaned up the foot and signed it. I don't trim them, I just use a footer tool and sign it. And then I take my little tooth guy and rib and just scratch about a 1 by 1.5 inch little area there. And I take one of these guys, and I always match the feel somehow. After you've done this a lot, you can kind of feel which is the right handle for the right mug. Even though they're all about the same, there's this very slight difference, and it's kind of cool to match them right. So then I have this. It has a point. Can you see that? So from where I clipped it off of the long one, it has a point, and that joins really nicely in here. And I wet this piece down in my bucket, and I go like this, scrunch, 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 back and forth. Then I use my fingers to press all along the sides. I put 2 little joining bumps on either side, whoops, on the side like that. And then I use my finger all around. So I just weld it with my finger. That's all I do for now, because there's no need to use a sponge, because I'm going to have to do that again later. So I only like to hold the tool once. I don't like to pick up a sponge, put it down, pick it up again, put it down. No. This is production pottery. So, yeah, so time is always of the essence. So now the way that I pull it is I hold it like this. The mug is horizontal and the handle is vertical. I'm going to pull it straight down, if anything, with a slight angle like that, holding the mug up so the handle kind of has this roundness. And again, I'm pulling on the sides and front back. And the way that I like to do this, I pull it until it feels like it's the right thinness. And then I create, let's see if I can show you here, I create a channel with my thumb down the middle. And then I use my thumb again on the sides. So it has this kind of triple thing with a big channel down the middle and 2 little channels down the sides. It gives it a nice look and a nice feel. Then I'm just going to straighten it out. I look at it from the side. I take the bottom and I make what I think is a nice looking handle. Before I press it in there, I'm going to check it and turn it right side up and check and make sure that this is the right angle. Then when I do, I press my finger in there, I press my thumb in and create a little bump, fold the bottom up. I hope that you can see this. Now I'm in the sun. Here we go. And then create a little, like, I think of it like a lion's footprint or something, a cat print or something, or maybe a fingerprint. And now I get my sponge, and I just clean the whole thing up everywhere that is pretty much welded. Anything that's kind of sharp, I go back to the top joint, just clean that up. Maybe I go back if I want there to be like little a detail of my fingerprint there. Sometimes I like that. I do it sometimes, I'll say. Maybe about 40% of the time I do that. So I like the look, but I still don't always do it. And then I just check the handle at the end, and if there's any tiny little changes to be made, I do it. And that's it. Now, you don't want to touch the handle. Like, clay does not like to be touched very much, so you want to get it there and then leave it. And so then I'll sit it down, and often the handles look a little bit on the big side when you first make them because they shrink. So the mug has already shrunk some because it's already leather hard. This is wet, so it's going to shrink more than the mug at this point. So, so sometimes it looks kind of big, but that's me making handles.